Alright guys, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to another video. We have the new Fighting Legend Frieza event on Global. Now from the small amount I know about this event, I know it's not too difficult. I'm not sure how difficult it actually is, but I don't think it's like anywhere near like Red Zone. So I don't think it's going to be too difficult. Fun enough, this is the exact team I want to use. Let me change the friend lead. I'm not even going to bring items. I'm going to swing my dick around. We're not bringing items. We're going into this completely blind. I literally know nothing about this event aside from it's literally the Fighting Legend Frieza event. It's like the Goku and Vegeta versions, but with Frieza. Don't know type-ins, don't know gimmicks, don't know how much damage he does. None of that. We're going in completely blind. But again, from the limited amount of knowledge I do have on the event, I know it's not on the level of Red Zone, which, to be fair, is kind of to be expected, considering Red Zone is literally meant to be like the hardest event in the entire game. And then once the 9th anniversary comes around, I can't remember the name of the actual event, but the event that drops with that is meant to be along them lines, if not a bit harder. But regardless, it's the new event in the game. It's the new big thing, part of this celebration. We're going to go into it. We're going to tackle it completely blind. We're going to be here for the content. I know there's missions to drop with it as well. I can't remember the other one, but I know one of them is Pure Saiyans. Funny enough, the new EZA Bardock will actually be good help with this event. I mean, not that you'll probably need it. I mean, unless your units are like really lacking or like you're new, then I can't imagine you're going to need much help. Is this an AoE like in Red Zone? It is an AoE. I mean, the fact it's on 8k to EZA Strength Super Boo, yeah, this event ain't doing too much. But I mean, it's a bit on the longer side. I mean, right now we're kind of flying through it, so is it really on the longer side? Do you know what I mean? But yeah, I know there's 2 missions to be done with this. As I said, I only remember the Pure Saiyan one, which, as I said, EZA SSJ Bardock will help out with a lot, which I still need to do a video on him, which I promise. After I literally record this video, I'm gonna try him out, and then I'll probably bring him for the missions. But I still need to try him. It's just, I don't really care about him because I know he's just not that great. Like, he's just not that good. But just for the sake of content, we're gonna try him out. But do you remember back in the day, right? Let's take a trip down memory lane. I always do this every so often on the channel when we do things like this, or like one-off videos. But do you remember back in the day when the Fighting Legend event, like the Fighting Legend Goku event, was the hardest event in the game? Like, do you remember when that was the hardest event in the entire game? Now look where we're at. We're at, you know, I can't remember when that event dropped, but years later we have Red Zone, right? And bosses doing 1.7, 1.8 million on super attacks. Some of them are raising their attack. Some of them are literally locking you. Some of them are doing 700k on normals. Some of them are hitting AoEs, which even just completely fuck up some of the, you know, the best units in the game. You know, it's crazy how far we've come. As I said, back in the day, the Fighting Legend Goku event was one of the hardest events in the entire game. UI was the hardest it got, because that man could dodge you. If he dodged a super attack, generally it ruined your whole day. It ruined your entire day. It used to ruin runs. Him dodging supers used to ruin runs. You would have him to like almost being dead, to then he's dodged one of your super attacks, he's still alive, he supers you, you're dead. Like, it was crazy. And then we had the Fighting Legend GT Goku event, which Super Saiyan 4 Goku, much more difficult. Didn't dodge, but he was much more difficult. And it's just crazy how far we've come. Like, naturally that's going to happen the longer the game goes on. Like, taking, I don't know. I don't know what the numbers were back then, like, whatsoever. But, you know, say an enemy was doing 200k, 500k on a super. Back then, that would have been crazy. Now we're looking like a mil. Nah, that's nothing. 1.7, close to 2? Yeah, that's where we're at. It's crazy. It's actually crazy. I said how far we've actually come. But as I said, naturally, that's just going to happen. With this game going as long as it has, which, remember, they said this game's going past the 10th anniversary, right? They have plans up until the 10th, if not after. the 10th anniversary, we're going to get to points where enemies are doing 2 mil, 2.5 mil, maybe even 3 mil on a super. Like, it's crazy how far we've come. Then we had the Fighting Legend Vegeta event, who was kind of on the same level as Goku. Maybe like give or take on certain phases in terms of damage. And then like just different typings. But it's crazy how far we've come. From say like Super Battle Road to Extreme Super Battle Road. Fighting Legend Goku event. Excuse me. GT event. Vegeta event. Red Zone, all the different red zones, like even when red Zone first dropped, I mean, Broly was an entire menace. Broly was an absolute menace when Red Zone first dropped, even on Global, which I'm pretty sure Global had like an extra 1 or 2 units that JP didn't have that could actually help out, just because of like scheduling when things would get moved around. But Broly was an absolute menace on both versions during the 10th anniversary when Red Zone first dropped. And I remember him taking me so long to beat. I think it took me 2 weeks, which to be fair isn't that long. But when like you're trying to make content and you want that video out ASAP, yeah, it took me a while. It took me some attempts. You needed like all the stars to align. You needed like the lottery numbers to come in for you to beat Broly at that point. Then we're on Movie Edition 2 of Red Zone. You know, we have a Majin Buu Saga Red Zone. We have, was it a Wicked Bloodline Red Zone? Like, it's crazy how far we've come in this game, bruh. Bro, why'd I say that? Bruh? I meant to say bro and I said bruh. It's crazy how far we've come, bruh. Oh my god, dude. Fuck. Shit, bruh. Holy shit. And now we have a Fighting Legend Frieza event, which I mean, a lot of us said that they should probably do for years as like a longer piece of content, and now we finally have it. But it's just not hitting the same. Literally in terms of damage, it's not hitting the same in terms of, you know, the same way the Goku event did and the Vegeta version did. But that's fine. It's not meant to be like the new most difficult event in the game. Like, how much damage is it going to do? Because he has all that damage reduction. 46. 46 damage. 46. You're pathetic. You're meant to be Frieza. You know, people are meant to die by your hand. And that's all you're doing. 46 damage. Get out of my face, bro. Who are you? Who are you? Don't mess with Boo. Boo, you scared? You should be. It's in his name, Boo. Look at the damage I'm doing to you. Look at the damage you're not doing to me. Get shit on your ass. Full power, right? Yep, of course. And then I'm guessing we're going to go into Golden and then we're probably done. It's crazy. We're literally flying through. We're only on turn 8. Again, I remember with the Goku event, whether it's the GT version or again Vegeta event, I remember you used to get up to like past turn 10. Easily. Easily. Sometimes you would even slow the run down just to make sure, because back then that's where stackers were king, right? To be fair, we did take 127k there. But again, we're on turn 8. Realistically, how much has my Fat Boo actually stacked? So again, context is always key. Don't think you're a big man because you actually done a little bit of damage to me, okay? But yeah, you used to easily get past turn 10. Some people used to slow it right down and they used to get to like turn 20. That's unheard of nowadays in Dokkan. Getting to turn 20 or close to turn 20. Unheard of. That's crazy. But yeah, I remember people used to, including myself, but people used to slow down their runs because they used to fill their team up with stackers to make sure they stacked as much as possible. And then you'd be on like turn 23 and I don't know, LR Nameku would have like 1.2 million defense, which obviously back then was a lot. I mean, it's still kind of a lot now, but nowhere near as much or nowhere near as important as it was back then. With like a 3 million attack stat. And people used to be like, oh my god, like he just dominates this event. Which, to be fair, he would actually be quite useful in this event as well. He'd probably take some damage just because of how old he is, but he actually might be quite useful here as well. I might use him in my Pure Saiyans run just because. Just to like really throw it back. Not in that way, pause. I mean, you can if you want to, but pause. But yeah, like, now that's unheard of. Like, with Red Zone Fusion's Master, you're pretty much done by, like, turn 7, the latest. Something stupid like that. I'm not even going to use Booze Active. I mean, is there any point in me using Booze Active? I mean, I might use it in the final phase just to use it. Just because I can. But there's kind of no need for me to be using that. But it's honestly, it's crazy how much Dokkan has changed over the years. Like, it's crazy. Even the other day where, like, it's looking like we're getting a GT theme for, like, maybe Tanabata or Worldwide. Because of that whole update where that Strength GT SSJ 3 Great Ape Goku had his sprite changed and it added a tail. I remember in the 2nd anniversary, obviously everyone wanted the headlining units. Everyone wanted Super Saiyan 4 Goku and Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, no doubt. That was the first time they were in the game, right? It was crazy. Those were good times, man. Honestly, those were good times. I mean, Dokkan is still a good time, but nothing will beat the old nostalgia. I can't lie to you. But then everyone wanted that SSJ3 GT Goku that came with Goku on his banner. Everyone wanted him because that partnership, that rotation, that link up on that team was just stupid, especially because he supports all allies with like attack plus 30%, 33%, something like that. So not only did they link so well together, then you had that little bit of support as well. And that was crazy that that guy might be getting an easy A quite soon. After all these years. Literally, what were we up like 7.5 years ago? Or near that? It's wild. It's wild. Like, I know naturally, like, a lot of units are getting easy A's and things like that. Like, at some point, every single unit in the game would have been easy A'd. Like, at one stage or another. Like, I remember that banner dropping during the 6th anniversary. 6? No. Go back 4 years. During the 2nd anniversary. And pulling that guy. And how gassed I was to have both. Well, I had both Goku and Vegeta, but both the GT SSJ3 Goku and Super Saiyan 4 Goku. Because that was the thing to run. That was the go-to rotation that just everyone wanted. Now, all these years later, like 7.5 years later, that Goku may be getting an easy A after all this time. Over just like 7 years later, that unit might finally easy A. Not to mention, there's also the Strength Trunks that can easy A with him. There's also Pan. After all these years, it's crazy, honestly, how far we've come with Dokkan. Like, just with everything from events, difficulty, units, animations. Animations has taken a huge step up. But it's crazy how far we've come. Okay. Hold on, we're starting to see some damage. I just saw 92k on Easy A Strength Buhan right there. I'm starting to see some damage. Are you gonna start putting up a fight now? Now that you're in your golden form, are you finally gonna start showing me some damage? Well, guess not. This turn, you're not gonna show me shit because
turn you into candy.
You're not hitting Nish. Say bye to all those attacks. But are you finally starting to fight back? Okay, Frieza, I see you. You're starting to actually show a bit of vim, show a bit of oomph. You're actually gonna fight back now. Okay. It's just a little bit too late, I'll be real with you. All of, like, the majority of the units on his team have been stacking. LR Buhan's now out. Type advantage. It's a bit late. Maybe you should have, fought back like a couple phases ago. Like, too late to do it now. It's too late to do it now. Hold the damage, 9.9 mil on the crit. Follow up the additional back-to-back. Back-to-back. Go back-to-back. Oh, and there's another one. You're holding all this damage. I told you, right? It was too late for you to fight back. Too late for you to fight back. Now you're almost dead. Now you're almost dead. You went gold for what? Maybe you should have gone silver or bronze because you ain't gold, because you ain't number one. Oh, look, you're not going to touch me again because we're popping Fat Booze active. Once again. Having two of these is great.
you in a candy.
And there we go, our first attempt, our first run at the Fighting Legend Frieza event, and we've absolutely stormed it. I mean, again, I from literally, I knew next to nothing about this event. I knew it wasn't that difficult. I mean, depending on who you brought, and I brought like some very recent units, so it wasn't going to be that difficult. I mean, maybe the final phase does actually have a bit of damage, considering he did 292k on a normal. The Easy A Strength Super Boo. Because he was in Buuhan at that point. But there we go. Beaten for the first time. I mean, I'll take 20 stones for free. I said there is 2 missions. Actually, maybe there's 3. We have Pure Saiyans. We have Dragon Ball Seekers. Maybe this is where the challenge is going to come in. Not with this. This is going to be easy. Especially with Bardock. I said I might even bring Nameku because he will crit guaranteed. This might be a little bit more difficult. And then what's this one? Planet Namek Saga. That might also be a little bit difficult, but again, you do have Nameku. I mean, while he's going to be doing a lot of damage, he's going to be taking a lot of damage. There is that. I'm definitely going to do separate videos on those missions and also try out Easy A transforming Bardock as well. But that's the end of the video. Let me know down in the comments how you found the new Fighting Legend Frieza event, and I'll see you in the next video, guys. Take care, have a good rest of your day, and peace.